rest assured that government will do all it takes to support you and your families during this exceedingly difficult period. I will also take this opportunity to assure you all that your safety, well-being, and welfare remains paramount to our government. I am using this opportunity to express our deepest condolences to the families of all Nigerians that have lost their loved ones as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is our collective loss, and we share your grief.
Hello. Infrastructural development is one of the cardinal programs of the current administration, and our focus tonight is on the recently flagged off AKK gas pipeline project. Have a good evening and welcome to this edition of Weekend File. The federal government recently took a giant stride in the oil and gas sector with the flagging off of a major natural gas pipeline project that will transport gas from Abuja in Kogi State through Kaduna to Kano. The AKK pipeline project, as referred to, is a 614-kilometer long pipeline divided into 4 segments. The first will run from Abuja to Abuja in the FCT for a total distance of approximately 200 kilometers. The second segment will extend to 193 kilometers from Abuja to Kaduna, while the third will stretch for 97 kilometers from Kaduna to Zaria, and final segment will run for 124 kilometers from Zaria to Kano. Experts say the pipeline will comprise 40 in-diameter pipe joints and operate at a pressure of 1,000 pounds per square inch. The purpose of the project, according to the federal government, is to transport up to 3,500 million cubic feet of gas a day from various gas gathering projects in the southern part of the country. Public affairs commentators are of the view that the benefits of the AKK pipeline project would boost domestic utilization of natural gas for Nigeria's socio-economic development when completed. Today on the program, our guest is a petroleum economist, Tim Okon, who will throw more light with 529,909 deaths and 6,373,234 recoveries, as published by the Coronavirus Research Center in Johns Hopkins University. From this figure, the share of African continent is 414,011 cases, 10,260 deaths, and 195,729 recoveries. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control also published the nation's portion as 27,564 positive cases, 628 deaths, and 11,069 recoveries. Now, 335 Nigerians have arrived the country from the United States of America through an Ethiopian airline. Let's get the report.
The 335 passengers who arrived the country have their passports already in the care of the Immigration Service, and until they have a clean bill of health from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, YABA, only then will their passports be released to them. Some of the passengers said the measures they had to go through in the U.S. to ascertain that they have a clean health bill before coming to Nigeria was really taxing.
Before we left U.S., we had to do a COVID-19 test, and all the passengers had to test negative for COVID-19, and then all of us boarded into the flight, and we are now in Lagos. And we are also given dates for appointment for another COVID-19 test. So once we do that, and if our result turns out to be negative, all of us can go home.
It was actually quite stressful though, because a lot of us came from different states, and we had to go to Newark, then checking procedures and all that. But I think Nigerian Commission, they really tried for putting this together. At least they were able to bring Nigerians back home.
This is the third batch of Nigerians who have requested that they want to return to the country. Another batch is expected on the 17th of this month. From the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, I am Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari sends warm greetings and commendation to a Nigerian doctorate student in the University of Tsukuba, Japan, Mr. Iken Nweke, who returned a missing wallet with huge sums of money to the police and also turned down offer of a percentage by the authorities. President Buhari salutes Nweke for projecting the values of honesty, integrity, and contentment that should be the hallmark of a people, noting that good virtues and propriety are the hallmark of every culture in Nigeria. The president believes Nweke's behavior coming at a period that the country needs a positive spotlight and close up on its real values. Clearly signposts what should hold the nation together, inspired by solid foundations laid by most families, religious bodies, and communities for success in life. President Buhari wishes Nweke all the best in his studies and work as a teaching assistant in the same university. The coronavirus is still on rampage, and the federal government is also not retreating to meet up the challenges at the moment. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is therefore reaching out to persons living with disabilities in Kwali Area Council in the FCT. Ruth Agwele reports. Change of programs. The Federal Road Safety Commission, or board, has approved the promotion of 2 assistant corps marshals from the North Central Geopolitical Zone to the rank of Deputy Corps Marshal with immediate effect. The promotion was conducted to fill up the slots for the North Central Geopolitical Zone, occasioned by the retirement of DCM Julius Asom on 1st of July 2020. The promoted officers are Assistant Corps Marshal from Souk FDC, who until his promotion was the ACM in charge of Command, Administration and Strategy, and ACM Samuel Obayemi, the Zonal Commanding Officer in charge of Zone RS2 Lagos, who is to proceed on terminal leave immediately. In order to meet up the World Bank's ranking on subnational study on ease of doing business, Ogun State government has inaugurated a Business Environment Council to streamline regulatory process and timing associated with business registration in the state. Adeni Taiwo reports.
In the third quarter of 2019, Ogun State came third in subnational ranking of foreign direct investment after Lagos State and the FCT. Ogun is taking another leap towards exploring its potentials and promoting industrial growth. The council, headed by the state's chief economic advisor and commissioner for finance, Dapo Okubadejo, will work with technical groups to deliver the following mandates.
This council will make recommendations to improve our existing processes with the objective of removing bottlenecks, introducing key reforms and initiatives through leveraging on global best practices and lessons learned in the areas of business environment to facilitate a private sector-led investment and economic growth.
While noting that no meaningful economic development can happen without the active participation of the private sector, the chairman of the council said the competitive nature of business financing made it imperative for government to create enabling environment for investors.
It is critical that we demonstrate a very strong commitment towards first attracting the investment, making it easy for them to obtain whatever business requirements.
The inauguration of the Business Environment Council is sequel to the establishment of Public-Private Participation Office and Ogun State Investment Promotion Agency. In Abeokuta, Adeni Taiwo, NTA News.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has assured that the automated payment system recently introduced by the government will ease the difficulties associated with prompt payment of pensions in the state. He gave the assurance while addressing labor leaders in Government House, Owerri. Bright Bochu reports.
On 2 occasions, pensioners in Imo State have converged at the entrance to the Government House Owerri in protest over delay in payment of their monthly pension. Governor Hope Uzodinma, in response to their demand, called for a meeting with the leadership of the pensioners and that of the Nigerian Labour Congress. While addressing the people, the governor clarified underlying issues which warranted the delay, one of which is the ongoing exercise to sanitize the fraudulent payroll system inherited by his administration.
Some people claim salaries are paid, salaries are not present. I have never paid half salary.
The union leaders appreciated Governor Uzodinma for his prompt response in addressing their issues.
Please look into the staggering nature of the payment of salaries in Imo State. All we are saying is let the right thing be done.
Following the ongoing bank verification number exercise, thousands of ghost workers and forced retirees have been discovered by the task force set up by the Imo State government. In Owerri, Bright Bochu, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of Reverend YAKUBU as the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission. A statement released by Garba Shehu, Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, says until his appointment, Reverend Pam was the chairman of the Plateau State Christian Pilgrims Board. As an ordained minister, Reverend Pam brings to the position more than 30 years of leadership experience in the Christian community, coupled with a deep understanding of promoting interreligious harmony and conflict resolution in the northern parts of the country. His appointment took effect from 26th of June 2020 for a period of 5 years. President Buhari urges the Executive Secretary NCPC to sustain his reconciliatory predisposition in his new position. The oil and gas sector, with particular emphasis on the AKK pipeline project, is what we will dwell on tonight on Weekend File. And our guest is, of course, a man who is known in the area of oil and gas industry. And he's going to be talking to us after this break. Stay with us.